Will feature women's volleyball. We are pleased to be joined by fifth-year head coach Alexa Keckler and a sophomore from right here in Bethlehem, Kylie Brown, as the Mountain Hawks are off to a 5-1 start. Great to have both of you and fantastic beginning to the season. 2 tournaments, 2 championships.
Yes, well, thank you for having us. We're excited with the start of the season and looking forward to some great things.
You had a chance to host your own tournament over the weekend, and it took a little while to get things going, but you got the title. What was it like this weekend to win a title on your home court?
I think it was an awesome experience for our girls, not just so much of the winning of the tournament, but also as we think about the competition that we had. We learned a little bit about ourselves, both being up 2-0 and dropping that match to Cleveland State, but then also being down 2-0 and battling back against Ryder. So it was pretty strong competition. It was a lot of fun and good stuff.
Kylie, you're from here in Bethlehem, went to Bethlehem Catholic where you won a state title. To win the Steel Classic tournament in the way you did in your hometown, how much fun was that?
It was also a great experience just to be with my teammates and my friends, and I think that we really pulled out in the end to win the Steel tournament.
You were telling me, Alexa, she brings her own little fan base, doesn't she?
She definitely does. You know, one of the exciting things when we were recruiting Kylie was just having someone from the Lehigh Valley that we really respected and was a great performer, but also to have someone nearby that had local fans, and so I'm pretty sure her whole family fills up one section, which is really awesome to have them there.
Let's talk about the tournament a little bit. The win against Buffalo comes with a 32-30 win in the third set. What's that like to go through as a coach?
Yeah. Oh, it's a lot for sure. The back and forth with that. I mean, you know, when you think about, you just have to win 2 points back to back, but both teams are battling, and that means you have to be able to defend your serve, and then also be able to receive and be able to terminate. So it takes a lot. There's not a lot of room for error, but at the same time you have to be aggressive. So if you play passive during those times, likely not going to be the team that wins. So for us, it was really great to see them constantly have to battle and not only be able to pass that swing, but then also to be on the defensive side of that and defend for a point. So it was a great experience for them, for sure. And
then Kylie, as Coach mentioned in the Ryder match, you're down 2-0. What was the message to you guys from her before going out there for set number 3?
We actually took some time as a team in the hallway and had a talk just player to player, and I think that really changed the dynamic as we went back out for the third set, and it built our energy.
Having lost a 2-set lead earlier in the tournament, did that maybe help you a little bit, knowing, hey, we can do this because it just happened against us? Yeah,
that was actually one of the things we talked about. If a team could do it to us, we could do it right back.
So what was your message? What was your thought after being down 2-0? I'm sure you weren't very happy.
I was not. I just felt going into that match that I could feel that energy on the court changing in sets 1 and 2. It was like quicksand. It didn't matter what we tried. It was like we were trying so hard to overcome that, and things weren't going our way. And so in between sets 2 and 3, I just said, hey, get out in the hallway, figure some things out, regroup, come back in, change of scenery type of a thing. Here's the game plan. Here's what we're going to do. And now it's basically, what are we made of? Are we going to be the team that fights, or are we going to be the team that rolls over? And I knew that we could be that team, but it was really awesome to see them have that confidence in themselves to step out and make the change.
You get the Steel Classic tournament title. You have 2 all-tournament team selections, in Emily Stewart and Megan Schulte. And let's talk about Megan a little bit, because she's off to a fantastic start. Already named Patriot League Player of the Week after you swept down at the Florida Atlantic tournament. What has she meant to the start of this season?
Yeah, Meg has a lot of some big shoes to fill. She's definitely kind of earned that title, like the go-to pin, and our team relies on her to be able to score, but to be able to score front row and back row, and so she's really stepped up, and it's been great to see her take the experience from last year as a freshman and getting some significant time, and really willing to make some changes in her own game to be able to go out there and be able to score both front row, back row, and stay consistent with that as a player.
Kylie, for you being a local product, I'm sure you know a lot about Lehigh and the program. What's it been like for you to go through this experience the first 2 years of your career?
I think it's been, we've seen a great change going from my freshman season to sophomore. In between, for like personal experiences for each individual player, and the entire team dynamic has shifted. You could see that even with our 5-1 record off the start of the season. So I think it's been a great journey, and I think we have a great time ahead of us.
What do you see as your role on the team?
I definitely see myself as a leader on and off the court, but more importantly, like a friend that somebody can come to, one of those leaders that you can look up to help you out, also to get the job done.
In recruiting her, what did you like about her on-court skills?
That she can get the job done. I think Kylie's underselling herself a little bit here, and she's a fantastic leader on our team. But she's extremely competitive, and that was something that I saw in recruiting her, is that if she was going to win, she was going to win. Like, she just would make it her job to get things done on the court and to bring others with her. And I think that's been a great asset to our program. When you talk about the dynamic shift of the culture of our team, we have players that are just refuse to settle, and so Kylie's defense has been remarkable this season. Her serve receive has grown tremendously in her consistency, and that's extremely important for us to be able to run players like Meg and Emily and our other pins and our one freshman right side, Natalie. Like, for us to be able to have an offense, we need a strong defense, and Kylie's really led the charge in that. And
10 aces, by the way, so far, including 4 in the match against Ryder, so a little bit of a skill there. She's a sophomore. Emily Stewart, sophomore. Megan Schulte, sophomore. McKenna Smith leading your team in assists, a sophomore. How good is that sophomore class?
Hey, it's a really talented class for sure. There's a lot of great pieces in each one of them that actually, not in recruiting, didn't realize how that dynamic would fit. But they've been a great culture shift in regards to work ethic, drive, that gym rat mentality. They love being in there. They love competing, and that's what we need to have. And there's great support around that from the junior class, the freshman class. They all have different pieces that kind of add into that sophomore class, which has really made it fun to coach, fun to be around.
Kylie, how do you see yourselves as a class in trying to build the program for Lehigh?
I really feel like we've helped the dynamic shift with our competitiveness and our drive. We keep each other up by doing our best, and I think that's ultimately what's getting the team to where it needs to be.
We mentioned you have a home match tonight against St. Peter's, and then you're going to hit the road again this weekend. You're going to head north to Hanover, New Hampshire for the Dartmouth tournament, where you will face Hartford, Merrimack, and the host Big Green. What are you hoping to get out of this weekend?
Yeah. I think right now with everything, we're trying to keep expectations high and yet realistic. And so for us, it's a lot about our process and are we better today than we were yesterday? And so for this weekend, there's things that we've been working on in the gym and things that we need to have stronger in order for us to be competitive and competing for a Patriot League championship. So for us, it's to see us perform better in transition, to have a better ace to error ratio from the service line, and to continue to keep the energy consistent. And so for me, that process is really going to feed the win-loss column. And so we're trying to focus more on that aspect than necessarily are we going to get the wins. But certainly let's go 3-0 on tournament wins. I mean, that would be great.
You have a busy month of September. There's a lot of matches on the schedule. And Kylie, when you look at the beginning of Patriot League play, you want to focus on winning that league championship. How much better can you guys get between now and when the Patriot League play begins?
I think we can continue to get so much better, even just on our job-to-job movement. Going into next weekend, we have a whole week to improve, and I think we'll see a lot with that.
Well, it is a 5-1 start to the season, 2 tournament titles. Hopefully you get a 3rd one this weekend up at Dartmouth. We thank you for coming in and wish you guys the best of luck.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Head coach Alexa Keckler and sophomore Kylie Brown of the women's volleyball team at Lehigh joining us on Lehigh Sports Central. That will do it for tonight's edition of Lehigh Valley Sports Scene. For all of us at SENetwork Network, I'm Steve Degler. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night.